Okay, what the hell did we get in this episode? Because we start off at Connie's household and we get this investigation about that's indeed Connie's mother because we saw the picture frame and there was a scene in this episode at the beginning where photo picture and it looked like it was trying to break out the house, but it's much similar to what happened with Behold when he transformed to the colossal titan. He got stuck on top of the wall. In this case, we know I'm assuming that's Connie's mother in Titan form because why else would that picture frame be relevant? And then you see one of the scouts saying, "Oh, that's impossible, unbelievable." So and then there's a comment about the villagers disappearing without any traces of blood, not being eaten by a titan. So I called it a very early on. I said, I'm willing to bet the people in those villages, especially after what we saw in this episode with the flashback, I'm willing to bet every single one of them was titans, which explains why the horses weren't taken. So, yeah, and there's footprints all over the freaking place. So that's number one. Number two, we get some interesting bits of information about Ymir. The conversation between Behold and Ymir in this episode, where Behold asks Ymir, "How long have you been wandering outside these walls?" And Ymir says, 60 years. So is that implying because Ymir's a titan that she's immortal? Because she does not look like a 60-year-old by any stretch of the imagination. So, and there's quite a few evidence in the flashback where Ymir becomes a titan. We don't get to see it, but you get the picture of what you saw. So, and then Reiner brings up the whole thing about, oh, Ymir was the one that killed Marcel. Marcel ends up being the friend that was eaten by that titan. That look very reminiscent of Ymir, so it goes two and two together, and it's a fact. We found out that Annie was with them as well, so I guess they were a team before they even joined the scouts, the military. So that makes sense in that regard. And there's also a conversation of how the Hulk might actually have a thing for Annie, so that's kind of neat. They're obviously dedicated to the mission. Now, obviously, Eren's crucial to the plot. Reiner says, oh, he's the coordinate, so even if things don't work out with him, we still have another plot. Our mission is not done yet because, boy oh boy, is Krista becoming more and more important with each episode because I guess her blood re-emphasized again because of her bloodline, because of her connections. She has crucial information about why Titans are in the walls. So I guess that's why they need her, because they're crucial to the plot of Reiner and Behold and whoever's in charge. So they needed to bring her with them. However, they saw the scouts coming in, so they decided to retreat and not wait until nightfall. They obviously decides to go with them. Eren tries to put up a struggle, and shout out to Eren for actually trying to do something even though he has no hands, but Ymir grows her legs back, so she grew her leg back, so she's ready to go. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. It looks crazy judging from the preview. The backstory of Ymir is one of the most crucial things we've seen in this series, and here's why. Now, we find out that Ymir is also of a royal bloodline. He has the blood of a royal king. We don't get to find out which kingdom it is, because even during the eye catches it says the location is a mystery, the whereabouts is a mystery, so we don't get to find out how important that royal bloodline is or where it is. Because she got taken in by a bunch of people. She befriended them in a way because they found out she was a royal bloodline, but because of that, she actually decided to protect these guys. Okay, I'm going to protect them by admitting that I have a royal bloodline. She got tortured. It was brutal, and then scene where at the top of the wall, there's one person that gets thrown off, and as she lands, you see like a lightning transformation. We know that it signals a Titan is transforming because Mikasa and Armin said the same thing when Ymir transformed in present time. So it goes hand in hand. So we don't get to see what went down. How did they become Titans? But it's heavily implied at that point in time they got changed into Titans because Ymir went into Titan mode, and we saw her wandering around. She was burying herself on the ground. It's very tragic. She was in isolation, and then she comes into contact with Marcel, Reiner, and Behold, and obviously Annie. That's where it ties itself up with Ymir actually eating Marcel. And there's a statement by Behold, yeah, I don't know if I resent you. So I guess he has hatred, but he doesn't blame her entirely because she didn't know what went down after that. She didn't know. She was laughing like a maniac in the nude, so she didn't know. But then she came into contact with Krista. We know about that, how that relationship works itself out. She saw herself inside of Krista, so that's why she has so much affection towards her, because it reminds her of Ymir, because she has a royal bloodline too, and she was trying to try to help out the people she cared about by sometimes lying to herself, because we've seen this before. So that obviously we get the connection there, and then that's why Ymir freaks out about, listen, I'm going to go back and get Krista, because I may not get another chance to see her, because if I end up getting killed, I'm not going to see her again. So I'm going back, and we think to actually help out, but no, she's doing it just to keep the scouts at bay. They come in, they split off because they see the Titans coming. They use the ODM gear to go through the trees. They bump into Ymir, who transforms into Titan mode. She's staring at them. She's looking for Krista, obviously. She sees her. She gets gobbled up. She's not there, because especially from the preview. So it's going to be nuts to see what happens next. But she obviously, they needed to bring her back with them. She meets up with Reiner and Behold, and Aaron's still out of commission. So Aaron is not going to be able to do anything unless. Look at this shot in the preview of Aaron and Behold in the mouth of Reiner. Look at who's peeking in from the outside. It looks like Mikasa and Behold. Rest in peace, my friend, because it's like, I'm gonna fuck you up. You digested my man, so I'm gonna fuck you up. So that's very creepy. So a dark side of Mikasa, which we all know and love. Because Mikasa looks pissed off. I kind of understand you in a way, but she did betray a lot of people and possibly betray humanity as well for the sake of one person. So take that with a grain of salt. And it looks like they may get their just desserts, because Reiner and Ymir. I did like that scene where Ymir jumps on Reiner's shoulder, who transformed into the Armored Titan, by the way. But if he's getting swarmed with Titans in the preview, that means he's not at full strength, because when he was at full strength, he was a beast. He bitch slapped Eren around like a rag doll. So there's no joke. So obviously they're gonna have trouble trying to escape. So it's gonna be action based episode. So I can't wait for that. All in all, great episode to get us more in-depth characterization for Ymir. So I like that. That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Like this review if you did, appreciate that. Comment down below your thoughts about this episode. And like I said, after we get wrapped up, because we've only got 2 more episodes after this episode, I'm probably going to try and catch up with the manga. So subscribe to the channel for more Attack on Titan. Catch you guys later. Thanks guys. Bye.